So in this episode, they miss out so much information. You've got Harry's first Patronus, the fake Dementor prank, the full common room party, and even Sirius Black breaking in and standing over Ron with a knife. Like, all of this stuff's missed out. So in the book, this is a really fun moment because it turns out that the Dementors were Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle, where Ron wakes up and Sirius is standing there with a knife. Today we are on episode 8 of season 3, HBO's new TV series for Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm going through each episode in my vision to let you know what I think should be in these episodes. There's loads of great news with all the new casts and being announced. There's quite a little bit of quietness at the moment because we don't have much news about what's being filmed. I know the first 2 seasons are being filmed back to back. I've already made full uncut binge versions of those for you to see and what I want to have included in those versions. So check those out in the description. But today we are on episode 8 of season 3. What do I want to see in the HBO series? I feel like we're deep in the storyline now. Last episode we left off with quite a lot going on. Harry did his Patronus. He was learning how to fully master that. We had storyline of Quidditch going on behind the scenes, and we left off last episode with Scabbers going missing and some blood and Crookshanks right there. Did Crookshanks kill Scabbers? Ron's in a real mood. I'm going to read a short bit from the book itself to you, which I liked. There was no arguing with this as Ron chose that moment to say loudly, if Scabbers hadn't just been eaten, he could have had some of those fudge flies. He used to really like them. Hermione burst into tears before Harry could say or do anything. She tucked the enormous book under her arm and, still sobbing, ran toward the staircase to the girls' dormitories and out of sight. Can't you give her a break? Harry asked Ron quietly. No, said Ron flatly. If she just acted like she was sorry, but she'll never admit she's wrong. Hermione, she's still acting like Scabbers has gone on vacation or something. So we've got a little moment here now where we know something's not quite right. Something's hiding in plain sight. Scabbers missing. Has something bad happened? Sirius is out looking for someone. Is he looking for Harry? There's like already elements here if you're thinking about the storyline. But in this episode, we're going to go deeper into what's been going on in this chapter of the book, what the movies missed out, and what I feel like we could really touch on. And I feel like in the books, we've got more mention of like the ongoing conflict between Ron and Hermione, because his pet's gone missing and it's like quite a big deal. It gets played down in the movies. There's not much mention of it. So we could really dive into this a lot more because Scabbers plays a big role in like the story unfolding in the Prison of Azkaban and how things get really intense. If you've heard the audiobook version of this, if you watched the movie and then read the books, you'll feel like, oh my days, there's so much that builds up in this episode, and the next few episodes of this season, you're going to really be interested to see them. So let me know how you're getting on with these in the comments and what bits you definitely want included. And of course, during this deep storyline going on, we've got the Quidditch match where Harry gets his broomstick back after it being tested for curses, and it's all like given the good go ahead. So he's doing the whole match. In the movies, we see elements of like Quidditch and stuff, but I don't know if we should have a full dedicated section for it because it's quite a big sport in the wizarding world. So Harry's flying around and he's trying to get multiple variations of winning, but it's like Ravenclaw, Chu Chang's there. She's kind of chasing him around. This is in the books version. So Harry flies his newly received Firebolt, showing off its incredible speed. He's closely tailed by Chu Chang, Ravenclaw's seeker, and Harry's future crush. So there's like a lot of match intensity here, and this plays on the fact we've got the emotional side, then we've got the high of the Quidditch match going on, especially because Harry like spotted a snitch 3 times. Like, we got this detail in the book, and he chases after it, trying to misdirect it, holding suspense and interruption between like the episode. So I don't know if there should be a moment of this having its own section building up to like a full Quidditch like tournament style setup and all, because Wizarding World really treat Quidditch like football, soccer, and it's like really highly regarded, people training and doing it. And then obviously the Dementors, or not, Harry closes in on the snitch and he spots 3 Dementors on the field. For the first time, he successfully casts a full-fledged Patronus, something massive and silver-white, to defend himself. So in the book, we see this moment. He's defending himself. Let me find the excerpt. I want to read this to you because I feel like it's an important moment. They miss it out in the movies. Oh, screaming Cho, pointing. Distracted Harry looked down. 3 Dementors, 3 tall, black hooded Dementors were looking up at him. He didn't stop to think. Plunging a hand down the neck of his robes, he whipped out his wand and roared, "Expecto Patronum." Something silver-white, something enormous erupted from the end of his wand. He knew it had shot directly at the Dementors, but didn't pause to watch, his mind still meticulously clear. He looked ahead. He was nearly there. He stretched out the hand, still grasping his wand, and just managed to close his fingers over the small, struggling snitch. This is like a huge victory for Harry. He's been training, spending extra time with Lupin, trying to work out how well he could do this, and he was able to achieve it. But guess what? The Dementors were not Dementors. There were 3 Dementors. So in the book, this is a really fun moment because it turns out that the Dementors were Malfoy, Crabbe and Goyle. Malfoy, Crabbe, Goyle and Marcus Flint in disguise. I'm just reading the book details. The reason they did that, they wanted Ravenclaw to win. So they wanted Harry to faint. So McGonagall catches them in the act and gives detentions and deducts 50 points from Slytherin. So that's like a surprise. I like that detail in the book. We could really do with that in the HBO version. What do you think? That's like such a nice moment where they're playing on the fact that Harry's like kind of like, oh, he's a bit scared. He's been training, but at the same time, it's a win-win because Harry was able to prove that he could do it, and it was a joke at the same time. So there wasn't like real danger there. The Gryffindor has a big celebration, so there's like a huge party because obviously they're winning. Fred and George sneak in butterbeers and sweets from Hogsmeade using their Marauders map knowledge. Remember the Marauders map? That's like a whole another thing we can look at and details on. Hermione's left out again. She's basically struggling. She's like training for her exams or schoolwork, and she's very into the studying side of it. So we don't see as much of her from there. And there's even moments in the book where Ron wakes up and Sirius is standing there with a knife. So it's like Sirius Black has broken in to the tower, Gryffindor Tower. So the students panic. McGonagall investigates, initially thinking it's a prank or a dream, but there's like extra detail in the book that I really suggest, if you like Harry Potter, check out the book if you haven't already checked out the book. There's so much more information there. There's like extra stories and you'll really enjoy and being like getting detail. If you watched only the films and now you read the books, you'll be like, oh wow. It's like you've got a whole new behind the scenes extra footage that you've not thought about. And because we've seen the films, we can memorize and understand the characters and then use the story to kind of put that in your mind. So it's very nice to read it. What I will do is I'll put some links in the description to the box set or the books so you can get a hold of them. I think they're available in most places, Amazon or something. It'll be an affiliate link so you can check that out in the description. The fake Dementor prank. So in this episode, they miss out so much information. You've got Harry's first Patronus, the fake Dementor prank, the full common room party, and even Sirius Black breaking in and standing over Ron with a knife. Like all of this stuff's missed out. I really want this to be included. I'm going to go into it in more detail, which I've gone through, and I'm going to explain why I think it should be included. It gives us this extra feeling of bringing the whole storyline together. HBO's got more time. They've got more series and more episodes that they can really flesh this out and make it amazing for us. I really hope they dig it. And the fact that Sirius broke out of Azkaban, where the Dementors were looking after it, and now he's broken into the Gryffindor Tower, even though there's heightened security, it shows Sirius Black is a step ahead. It's like, are they actually really safe? If he can get there and stand over Ron's bed with a knife, in the book version, if you read it, you'll see that there's a lot more detail there that the movies miss. What is going on? And how about the cliffhanger for this episode? Wow. Harry got up, picked up his bag and turned to go, but then a loud, harsh voice spoke behind him. "It will happen tonight." Harry wheeled around. Professor Trelawney had gone rigid in her armchair. Her eyes were unfocused and her mouth sagging. "Sorry?" said Harry, but Professor Trelawney didn't seem to hear him. Her eyes started to roll. Harry sat there in a panic. She looked as though she was about to have some sort of seizure. He hesitated, thinking of running to the hospital wing, and then Professor Trelawney spoke again in the same harsh voice, quite unlike her own. "The Dark Lord lies alone and friendless, abandoned by his followers. His servant has been chained these 12 years. Tonight, before midnight, the servant will break free and set out to rejoin his master. The Dark Lord will rise again with his servant's aid, greater and more terrible than ever he was. Tonight, before midnight, the servant will set out to rejoin his master." Oh dear. So that's our cliffhanger for this one. It's going to get really interesting. There's loads of stuff I want to see here, and it's going to be tricky how we fit this all in. We're doing 10 episodes for this series. I might do some extra bonus ones at the end just to tie everything together. I'm hoping you're enjoying this series. Do drop in the comments if you're liking this, and like the video if you're liking, because then it encourages me to make more of these. We're already on season 3. We're well ahead of HBO. If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep these coming for you. And the next episode in this series, it's here.